Oh, Jerry, I told you we shouldn't have gone in here. I told you. Now what I'm going to use here is pretty simple. Number one, I'm just going to use some kind of a container. I've used these containers in different mouse traps that I've made, and they seem to work really well. I like the fact that it has a lid and I can take it off real easily. You can use a salad container, you can use anything you want really. The second thing is, and this is optional, you could just drill holes into the container, or you can use, I have an old mesh garbage basket that I use for different projects, so I have some scrap metal here. I'm just going to use those for areas for ventilation and so that the mice can smell the bait inside the trap. And I'm also using some wire. This is 20 gauge galvanized wire that I got from the dollar store as well, from Dollarama. And it's pretty soft to use, but you know, when it's shorter it's quite a bit stiffer. So I'm gonna try that out first. If not, I'm sure you could use paper clips, but this, you get a whole bunch of this stuff for $1 like something, so $1.25. So I don't mind using this and giving it a try. And the tools are pretty simple. I'm just using some tin snips to cut the wire basket, some hot glue, and quite a bit of hot glue, and just a utility knife, or I guess scissors you could use. First thing to do is to cut some holes in the box and cutting up my wire basket pieces. Cutting the hole in the top was really just a guess. I figure, okay, this is the size of a mouse plus a little bit extra room for the mouse, and so I can put a taper on the wire. Anyway, once I get everything cut in, time to hot glue it. Hot glue these pieces in. And I don't go skimpy on the hot glue, by the way, because you don't want them to pry that off or chew the glue off. And the wire pieces, I'm just taking a guess at this, and I just do a little bit of a not quite 90-degree bend, just a little obtuse of an angle, just so that once I glue it in on the top, the ends kind of point towards each other like a funnel. And you can see these are the measurements I took, but again, it just depends on the type of container you're using. I tried to get it so the wire comes down to just over an inch and a half from the bottom of the container. The theory in my brain is as the mouse is, if it's passing under, it can't really turn its body to go up. Anyway, I hot glue all the pieces in place, and actually I did a little modification. Instead of just hot gluing them straight, I added a little bit of a 90-degree turn there. So that you can see it's a lot more stable, so the piece won't go wiggle back and forth or rotate. And again, I pretty much just did a nice little beautiful star pattern. That's what made me think of more like a Venus flytrap or some sort of a trap like that. So I think how this works really is that the mouse is so intrigued by the rather large opening that it wants to go through, and it does not see, it knows that the wires are there, but it doesn't really look past or think, oh, where is there another opening at the bottom there. So it's so focused on the actual opening that it can sense that it's just trying to get through each individual wire, which it cannot. Now I got this idea from an antique, wire mouse trap, and it had a bunch of wires sticking down like this, and I thought, I wonder if I could do that or make something similar to it, and this is what I came up with. I can hear everybody now thinking, oh, they're gonna poke their eyes out. I don't think they will. Mice are a little smarter than that. Anyway, time to bait it up. It's ready to go. Got some surprise visitors in the daytime when it was out, and this little red squirrel, it's kind of good to know that this red squirrel was really attracted to it, so maybe it gives me an idea for a larger trap later for this squirrel. And first night it's out, no mouse actually got trapped, but it was definitely interested, and I can see the vents were actually helpful because it was able to smell through the vents. So anyway, nothing happened the first night. However, the second night, and I don't know why I didn't catch the actual mouse on the top of the trap, but as you can see here, this mouse is very confused at what to do. It can, again, I think it's that sense where it knows there's this gigantic hole there where it came through, but these little wires are just stopping it, and it's just, it can't just think past and problem solve the wires, and it just gets itself stuck. Really cool is when I checked it in the morning, bam, 2 mice instead of 1. So I guess and again, the video card on the trail cam must have been full, but I missed that. Anyway, got the 2 mice, and just give them a little bit of extra food for the ride. And of course, live trap, so we release. Go mice, go! Anyway, thanks for watching, and please check out some of my other mousetrap videos. I made some pretty interesting mice traps, I don't know. Anyway, I made some pretty interesting traps, and I think you'll find them pretty cool.